I want to talk for a few minutes from the Psalm 124. Psalm 124. Over and over again, we need to remind you. You need to read it. I think we all ought to read it this morning. I think that we're going to read that verse 1 and 2. We'll go there. But let's read it together. Let's get it into your memory and into your frontal lobe. Let's start with the word. If it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, now may Israel say, if it had not been for the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us. Amen. Look where the Lord has brought us. Why don't you turn to somebody and just tell them, look where the Lord. Now turn to the next side. Look where the Lord has brought us. God bless you. And just think about it. Just think about it. Amen. It ought to put a smile on your face. Amen. Because the Lord has brought us from a mighty long way. Think in terms of where the Lord has brought all of us. Not some of us, but all of us. He's been good to all of us. Regardless of the time in which we live, because we have always lived out of the garden. We've always lived. We were born out of the Garden of Eden. And so therefore, we were born in a world with hard trials and hard tribulation. Never been easy since we've been out of Eden. Had difficult times. All people have had difficult times. I remember even in my own experience when the world was a whole lot different than it is right now. You think in terms of all of the hatred that's in the world now that is being manifested, that is being spoken, that the cover is off and people are saying mean things about everybody. Amen. You think in terms of where we started and where we are now. You can't help but thank God for where He's brought you. But no matter what you might be facing in your life right now, and we all understand that life is filled with disappointment. Life is filled with valleys. You can still say, thank God that things are as well as they are. I can remember in my own experience when I was riding and going in various cities, that there was nowhere for me to stop. Nowhere. country, it was open, that I couldn't go in front of the restaurant, the sandwich shop. I had to go in the back. I remember when you couldn't use the restroom, the water fountain had on it white, and not black. That's a new word. Colored. And yet, paying the same thing for the sandwich, paying the same thing for the gas, but you were dehumanized. And yet, the Lord has taken the signs down. The Lord has not only opened up the restaurant, but they're so happy when we come in, because the Lord. Now you're paying the same thing, but you couldn't sit down. I remember when you used to go to Cresses, you couldn't even eat in Cresses. You remember that? Amen. And yet, somehow, God has brought us to this point. I rejoiced in that film that was shown this month. And I don't know if you've seen it, but maybe we'll show it again. Exactly how the Lord has brought us through. Whether you realize it or not, we are a surviving people. Survivors. Amen. When you review your history and you review it well, and you know your history, we've been treated pretty bad. And yet God allowed us to survive. He brought us from a mighty long way. And we can't say it was us, but we can say the Lord touched us. The Lord led us. And the Lord blessed us. And so it ought to be a time for us to rejoice that we still have a chance to express ourselves. And the barriers are down. Where there was a time when you wasn't supposed to know anything, and when there was a time when you couldn't even read. Ebony magazine was forbidden, and yet God has brought us. Nobody but Him. He has led us. I don't care what area you want to go into, we have excelled in every area that's in this country. If you want to know, if you want to recognize, there's not an area where we've been let in that we haven't excelled. That's God. That's God that has blessed you with an unusual skill. You show us how to do it, and we'll do it. The only way we won't do it is we don't know how to do it. But if we're shown how to do it, not only will we do it, but we will excel in doing it. We've had doctors, we've had lawyers, we've had athletic ability, athletes Anywhere that we have been allowed to go, we've excelled.
Amen.
I can remember when the only thing that you could do on the golf course when I was a boy,
Come on. Tell your story.
you didn't pick up the club,
No, no.
you picked up the bag. And yet God has allowed his name is Tiger Woods to excel and to be excellent, because all that we have to do is to be shown, and then we will put ourselves and we will show the world that we can excel in whatever you allow us to do. And so you have to thank God for where He's brought you. And there's nothing. The only thing that will stop you, as I talk to you this morning, is you.